on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
You are listening and watching WBQP TV and radio. Keep it locked. Get WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. Your community station, wherever you go.
Where does energy come from? Where does it go? At Pensacola Energy, we know that energy transfers from one form to another. Endless hot showers from our natural gas energize you. Your energy inspires others and grows into a positive energy force. Environmentally friendly, reliable, affordable natural gas from Pensacola Energy. We are your energy, Pensacola. For details on rebates, call 850-436-5050 or visit PensacolaEnergy.com.
WBQP TV has officially declared 2026 as African American History Year. Teach Black history every day.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors. All in the next time you need care, let Baptist
with
make
a
it better.
budget-friendly monthly
Baptist
premium and up to $25,000 in life.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Reign in the new year with a dazzling smile. Dr. Paul and the team at Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic Dentistry offer expert and comfortable dental care. From tooth replacement to addressing various needs, their friendly staff is ready to assist. Visit their office or call for the care you deserve. Achieve a beautiful smile with Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, Morning with Vernon. Good morning, everybody. Hump day. It is Wednesday, y'all. Yes, sir. Wednesday, 6:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, sir. Yes, you know the first thing we want to do, y'all, is tell you how to get the station, y'all. Tell everybody that Morning with Vernon is on, and you gotta download the app, scan the app, go to your browser, just put on rdo.to/WBQP. We don't care how you do it, just do it. Okay? Just do it. and tell everybody on. If you're on social media, y'all. If you're on social media, okay? If you're on social media, go to I believe it would be let me see, Facebook, Instagram, all those, okay? Just go on there and tell them, just go to the WBQP Facebook page, go to the WBQP YouTube page, and the whole 9 yards, and you'll get a chance to see if you're there. Make sure you join us, okay? Make sure that if you're listening to the Blues Hound on YouTube, make sure you go and join us, okay? Join us on that, if you will, okay? And if you're on Facebook, please share it with us if you are on the Facebook page. All right, y'all. Let's talk about what we're gonna talk about with Vernon this morning. Okay. First thing we're gonna talk about is the headlines. Okay, so you got to stay tuned for the headlines. What's going on in and around your world and around our community. Then Cheryl gonna give a little bit about what the future forecast this week is going to be like. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about public service announcements and PSAs and stuff like that. We're going to cover a little bit of history, Black History today, because Black History, we're celebrating Black History 365 times a year. Yes, we are. 7:30 time frame. We're going to be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett, right around, find out what's going on in and around the community. In about 7:45, we'll be talking with Miss Jill Daggs. And at 8 o'clock time frame, we'll be talking to Mr. Charles D. Thornton, y'all. Yeah, Mr. Charles D. Thornton at around the 8 o'clock time frame and so forth. Okay. All righty. Anything? I think, let me see what guests that I have, and I'll let you know when I come back from the commercial break this morning. Okay. All right, y'all. You got Vernon this morning. Y'all make sure you tell everybody that we're on. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Okay.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission. Just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
Why wait? With Pen Air's customers, fast approvals, and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Dear God, our Lord, as the deer panteth after the water brook, so panteth our souls after you. Hear our God, and we're your people. Yet we find ourselves still in the midst of the struggle.
And so, Lord, we're pressing our way like the woman with the issue of blood, because we're living in dire times when men and women, boys and girls don't know what to do, don't have an answer. So we seek you on today, that you will make all the difference there is in our lives. And Lord, God Almighty, this is our prayer as we pray in the belovedness of Jesus, our Lord, our Savior, our God, our Master, our Creator. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your weekly weather forecast. We're looking at a warm and steady week ahead. By Wednesday, we stay partly cloudy with a high around 79 and a low near 67. Thursday brings more of the same, partly cloudy skies with a high near 79 and a low around 66. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high near 80 degrees and a low around 66, keeping conditions warm and consistent heading into the weekend. Overall, it's a stable, warm week with mild nights and a mix of sun and clouds. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your weekly weather on WBQP TV. Have a great week.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon, y'all. Tell everybody that Vernon is on. Yes, sir. Everybody. We're going to talk about a little bit about what's going on this morning in the news cycle, so that you can have a headline news that you can use. These are just basically the headlines, y'all, that we are going to be talking about this morning. So let's get right into it, y'all.
Live from the WBQP News Desk, this is your headline news summary. Now here is Vernon Watson with his version of today's headlines.
All right, y'all. Good morning. You know, the big news is today about the inmates, the inmate beating. They arrested a couple of deputies, y'all. They arrested a couple of not deputies, let me correct it. Correction officers for assaulting a jail inmate. They allegedly, let me put it that way, they was placed in custody. 2 county correction officers have been arrested after an investigation into the battery of an inmate here in Escambia County, y'all. The guy by the Sharif Hale, 42 of Cantonment, was arrested, and also Larry Kenneth Martin was arrested. They won't give you the picture. State law forbid them to show the picture of correction officers. I don't know why, but when they go to jail, they should be treated like everybody else, I would think. But anyway, we don't have pictures of them, but they assaulted a man in jail that you probably heard about. They went into there's allegedly said that they went into his jail about 3:53 in the morning, so to speak, to say, to teach him a lesson. And they cracked his tooth and banged up his head and broke his hand and stuff, to the point that the guy required hospitalization, and then he wanted to file charges. And these are rare things, y'all, that you see. You don't normally see that. They usually get away with stuff like that, if I might say. But again, the attorney here, he is saying, and I guess he's going to represent. I guess this attorney here is going to be representing the inmates. He said he represented correction officers before, but I believe that according to him, this is Michael J. Griffiths, y'all. I believe it is. He said he's a rare that these kind of things come to light, and that according to the arrest record, that came out because his injury is so serious that he had to be hospitalized, and he wanted to make sure that those guys was charged with assaulting him, and so therefore, surveillance evidence and so forth suggested that it might have happened, and so they ended up reporting it. He ended up reporting it and wanted to file charges because they say that they came. The inmate said that the officer stomped him while he was in his bunk. They cracked his finger and slammed his head against the wall, which required him to have a pin put in his head, and his injury required surgery. Well, I guess they put a pin, a rod, and then obviously they had to stitch up his hands and so forth. When they found him earlier the next morning, but Attorney Griffin saying that they're gonna have to treat these officers like they treat everybody else. They hadn't started off treating them like they didn't release them mug shots. So what you gonna suggest? You believe that they're gonna be treated like everybody else? So I believe the guys are out on bail right now. I'm not exactly sure. Okay. All right, let's move on, y'all, to another story here. That's in there. A Northwest Florida surgeon. Okay, we reported a little bit about that yesterday. Okay, he is under arrest for murder, attempted murder, whatever the charges may be that they charged him with, which is kind of a little bit. I'm surprised by these charges. He operated on a man. He said he's supposed to have been operating on a man's spleen, but he took out his liver. The man died on the operating table from the lack of blood and so forth. And so therefore, they charged him with negligent murder. Wow. And so you keep your eyes out on that story, because that is a rarity as well. See a doctor charged on the operating table there. Also, we reported this young lady missing. We got an Amber Alert a couple days ago, and she's a little Hispanic girl, and she's 15 years old. And they think that she ran away. The reason it took them over a week to report it, number one, maybe because they were immigrants. I don't know. All I know is that they need translators to translate from Spanish to English on what happened. But I believe she been gone about a week ago. They thought reason they say they didn't report the story because they thought that she was a runaway, and they still think that might be the case. And some of them suggest that she might be up in the Atlanta area, but then she didn't come back. So now they're treating it as somebody. She didn't get, 15-year-old girl did not get to Atlanta by herself. So she had to have help from somebody. And so therefore, they asking the little girl if she can see this to come back home, or anybody know anything about it. That hopefully that's the best case scenario. Hopefully that it is a runaway, and hopefully nothing else is no more serious than that. But we'll have to see. All right. Next story, y'all, in the headlines, if you will, if you want to call it the headlines, is this gentleman here. He, I think we told the story yesterday. What I call crazy white boy tricks. He gets drunk and goes into a restaurant, he and his friends, and start clowning into the restaurant, jumps up on the table, pulled his britches down, okay, showed his butt. Yep, he showed his butt. and now his butt and him too is in jail, y'all. Sure is. All right, the Palafox. We talked to you on yesterday. We talked to Cliff Collins of the city of Pensacola, and they saying that the Palafox project is coming right along beautifully. So, and it's on schedule according to the folks there. Okay, it's definitely on schedule according to the people that is reporting the story. So we'll see how that goes. And it's scheduled. It's actually scheduled to open in May. Okay, scheduled to open in May. So we'll see how that project goes along. Okay, I got to go down and take a look for myself. All right, let's move right along. Fort Walton Beach man again tried to solicit a 13-year-old girl. Lord happen, lose. I'll tell you, trouble. Women, we got national figures in trouble over women. But these is not. This is children here. This is a lot more serious because he's in jail. He tied to that and trying to solicit a 13-year-old girl. Okay. All right. Let's move right along to a different story. Over in next door, over in the Bangmanette area there, they arrested a man after a shooting over there, and the man was hospitalized over there. So I'm not going to get too much in that story because maybe that's a Baldwin County story. But and however you get your news over there, probably with Channel 3 and everybody else, you can get the details on that. But some good news, if you will. The Pensacola Diocese is building some tiny homes, okay, right down near Garden Street. And these are really small, affordable rental homes, and they're soliciting money. They're trying to furnish them. They got them all built and everything, and so they're trying to solicit funds to get those homes furnished. Okay, and they're located in a place they call Trinity Village. That's the community home of tiny houses there, and they've been doing that. I've been working on those houses for the last couple of years now. So thanks to the Catholic Diocese of the Pensacola Tallahassee First Building Project. And they started back in the fall of 2024. And you can see that these houses is almost complete. They look like they built about 9 of them. And so the executive director says that the construction is complete, but they got items that they want to put in the houses, like furniture and stuff like that. And they need your help in funding and help trying to get furniture for some of these houses and everything. They're trying to raise funds. So that's a good thing, y'all. It's a good thing for homeless people, good thing for veterans and people like that. And they say it's low cost affordable. I don't know what the criteria are, but we'll see. They're going to have a grand opening set for May 1st. And so Mayor Reeve and Bishop Wack will be on hand to greet people with that. It's good news, okay? All right, let's move on to a different story here, y'all. An adult was flown, after this pool incident. I think we reported on that a couple of days ago as well. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that story because I was trying to get, the reason I brought that up, I was looking to see if I could get an update on the story on what happened, but we don't know. We don't exactly know about everything that happened there, and I didn't get the full update. So when I get the update, I'm gonna move on. Okay. Also, another story I think we report on, two people was injured in the lake the Oakwood Terrace shooting, if you will, a couple of days ago. We're gonna have Ellison Bennett on. He got involved with that incident, so we're gonna talk to him about it as well. Also, let's move around on, see what happened over in Alabama, where a couple of teens was arrested for threatening to kill another student. Okay, over there in Florella, Alabama. All right. Some other good news is, if you will, we want to call this good news. We got a glimpse of the Blue Angels. That's the Navy demonstration team and the Air Force's Thunderbird team was practicing together. You see this Super Delta fly over Pensacola Beach. Now, I guess they must be getting ready to have that 4th of July air show here. And, you know, this is the 250th year of the United States birthday. And they may be planning to participate in that. I don't know, but we don't necessarily see the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds practicing together. But these are the military's two elite teams and everything. And yesterday also, the Blue Angels had assigned a new commanding officer. I can't remember his name either, but he's going to be leading the Blue Angels going forward. So people are not allowed on the base, but you know that don't stop them. They congregate outside Walmarts and different places, and because they can't get on the base to go to the flight line to see it. But only thing you have to do is just look up in the air, and you'll get a chance to see it. It is, like I say, you can't go on the base and see it. But I guess if you still got a DOD ID, you can probably come in to the base on it. But if you don't have a military DID, so obviously they're getting ready. They've been practicing for the air show, which is going to be a good thing. All right. I talked about the Rover terrorist thing. Let me move on to a different story here. I think I talked about this too. This is the latest pleading to get her child back home. Okay. I believe over here is a national story here, y'all. New photos released by the FBI in the onset of the shooting at the Hard Rock Hotel. And they still hadn't found all the folks that was involved with that, so they're still looking for people that's involved with that as well. Now, here's another kind of what I call a feel good story, y'all, if you will. This young man at Choctaw High School, Mr. Jalen Rankin, was named the high school hoop scholar athlete of the year. He got a great grade point average, as well as being a great athlete, and he has been awarded scholarships. And so this is one of the several scholarships that he is going to be receiving, y'all. And that's a good thing. All right, let's move over to Alabama, y'all. Two people over in Foley was arrested, okay, and charged with assault. Okay, they were caught with assault. According to the Foley Police Department, on April the 13th, about 8 p.m., the Foley Police Department responded to the 13,000 block of Magasta Trail for a reported assault with a weapon. So the suspects barricaded themselves inside the residence for briefly, and then they came out, I guess. But Zaria, his name is Zaria Robinson, and then rolling. We got to have a talk about these black folks in their names. Okay, we definitely need to talk about that as that's a study in itself. How do black folks get his name? But anyway, let me get off the subject. But anyway, they have been arrested over in Alabama. So keep your eyes out on that story. All right. Oh, let's go to Gulf Breeze there. They have arrested 19 people, y'all, trying to cross that bridge like they're on a racetrack. Like they're Mario Andretti or somebody, okay? So, you know, you can't go into Gulf Breeze speeding, but these people are not just speeding, they're hauling ass, okay? I mean, 119 miles an hour. So we got a brand new law in Florida called the super speeder law. That means if you're driving 50 miles over the posted speed limit, your butt is going to jail. Okay? You're going to jail. And a lot of other severe penalties that is involved with that. So far, Gulf Breeze has arrested 19 people under that new super speeder law. Let that be a lesson to y'all, okay? Let that be a lesson. All right, let's move on to another feel-good story, if you will. We got the Ascension Sacred Heart Hospital to open a new freestanding ER over in Pace, okay? Over in Pace. I'm looking at this picture here. I don't see, y'all like me. When I see a group of people, I kind of look for black folks. I don't see no black folks here, okay? But hopefully, well, I think we got black folks in Pace, don't we? I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But let's move on to a different story out in the national scene. Is this congressman, well-known, what is he, a congressman, representative, something like this. His name is Eric Swalwell, okay? He has been charged. He was running for governor of California to replace Gavin Newsom. But now that he's had to resign from Congress as a result of sexual assault. The sixth person then came forward now, okay, and accusing him of sexual assault. Now he having to resign, and he did the right thing. First thing he did was he pulled himself out of the governor's race, and then he did the right thing by resigning in Congress, and then Democrat trying to set the standards, doing the right thing. They got another Republican in Congress that was charged with sexual assault of a girl that eventually committed suicide over it. And he still got his ass sitting in Congress, but I guess the pressure was on because he had to resign yesterday too, along with Eric Swalwell. And I can't remember that congressman's name, but vote them all out that's not doing right. We need some respect and dignity in our office, okay? We need some respect and dignity in the office. Wow. I guess that sound of Jesus. No, that's Donald Trump. We get them mixed up sometime and look like the Pope and the folks. What? But anyway, y'all, the Pope, he continued his attack on the Pope, okay, and the head of the diocese in the Pensacola Tallahassee diocese kind of spoke up against that, and everybody's supporting the Pope on it. I keep telling y'all something wrong with that boy. Something is wrong with that boy. So Trump, something seriously wrong with him. Also, the folks over in Santa Rosa County, I know this is probably not a concern to a lot of you, but farming is important in this country. And the farm workers and the farmers are getting hard with it. So they got the agriculture secretary. He came down, this guy by the name of Collins, I guess. He came down to meet with the Santa Rosa Farm Bureau, and he trying to pledge to kind of help protect the farmland and in our area. So it's something you should be concerned about if you're not concerned about that as well. All right, let's move on to a different story here. Trump is back on it again. You just never know what to expect from this boy. Something wrong with this boy, okay? He's talking about now he could putting on a blockade that is already on. I never understood how that works, but let me move on because what he says don't ever make sense. Okay. All right, let's move on to some better stuff, better feeling stories. We got the crew of the Hermes is back, and they were successful, and they did a great job when they swung around the moon, and they setting the stage. They're setting the stage to make sure that we can go to Mars. Okay, setting the stage that we can go to Mars. All right, this heifer here, y'all know who this is. Pam Blondie, they call her. She's the former U.S. Attorney General, and she was also the former state attorney general under DeSantis, and she was picked by Trump to head to be attorney general of the United States, and she did such a horrible job at it. He didn't even like it. When anybody do a job but anyhow, you begin to see that they're trying to clean house for another slate of incompetent people. This got to be the group that Trump has selected. What a bunch of losers. Golly, bunch of losers. Yeah, I said it. And that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. All of these losers, Pam Bondi, Pete Hegseth, Kristi Noem, all of these losers. You know who's really losing? We are. In the United States of America, we are losing. Okay? All right, let's move on to a different story before my Trump derangement syndrome start kicking in. All right, y'all, the El Salvador man was charged with assaulting an ICE agent. That was in the news that they found. Well, this is really not new news, but it's old news, but just coming out that when he assaulted that agent, and things turned deadly. Okay, so keep your eyes on that story. You can hear a little more about it. All right, another stuff in the news. The 15-year-old boy. This is national news. He died in California, rocking in a rock climbing event. Okay, so folks, get that. Be careful with that. Also, when we speaking of another national story about, y'all remember baby Jessica? She was arrested also for assault. You remember back in 1987 when the little girl fell in the well? She was 18-month-old and fell in the well, and it took them a couple of days to try to dig her out of this well. Well, she was arrested yesterday as well for assault. Okay, for assault. All right. And speaking of teens charged with crimes, another teen was charged with anti-Semitic signs left at a teacher's house. Okay. They left Anne Frank's diaries, which was fake. And just getting these children involved with this crazy stuff. And speaking of getting children involved with crazy stuff, they got I never knew about this until the news broke about this. They got some kind of gambling platform, y'all. And I don't understand it because I'm not a gambler, but obviously they got some app software on the phone can let you gamble on crazy stuff like crypto coins, and it's called stakes.com. And it says it's the world's largest online casino platform, and it brings in billions of dollars every year. I never heard of it, but a law firm here, the Rafferty Group, is suing that company because they say that company is targeting children, and that's not 21. You know, people in there, yeah, got to be at least 21 to use that app. But for some way, there's a loophole in it that allows children to get into that platform, and they're saying that it's getting children addicted to gambling when they're not even old enough to legally gamble yet. And so this is one of the law firms. He decided that the Rafferty is going to take it on. They're going to take on this company. I think it's called Stake. What did I say it was called? Stakes.com. Now, don't y'all go, if you ain't heard about it, now don't go running to your phone trying to place no bet on whether or not he's going to win this case or not, okay? Because I know y'all, okay? When you gamble, y'all's a gambler, you're gambling on any and everything. So, but the deal is they're trying to prevent children or people under 21 from accessing the app. But they say that you can do it by using a $5 app to bypass the age restriction. So, in there. So, we'll see what happens. Keep your eyes out on that story. Okay. Keep your eyes on that story. All right, let's go on to another good story, if you will. This young lady here, her name is Miss Alexa, this is Irvington Alexis J. She won the 29th season of NBC's The Voice. Y'all, we remember we talked about Keela, okay? Keela was winning she was on the what you call it, the whatever the show is called. And hopefully my prediction for Keela, I bet she comes in on it. Let me go back to that gambling app. Maybe I can put a bet on that. My guess that Keela is going to end up in the top 3, if not winning it all together. Okay. She doesn't win it. My bet is that she's going to be in the top 3. So y'all stay tuned on that. But this lady, I think she was from Mobile. Okay. And so she won season 29 of the NBC's The Voice. I guess that's NBC's competition to the American Idol. American Idol come on ABC and The Voice comes on NBC. And so she's from a little community over in Mobile County called Irvington. And so she performed Sunday morning, and hopefully that she will win. She won the season 29 of NBC Voice. Good job, Sugar. Thank you. Good job for you. Okay. Good. I love to see young people doing some real things. I think I talked about this man here, this young man here already. I think I talked about this young man here already too, Swalwell, and he had to go out of Congress. We talked about that. I think I talked about let me see this story here. No, I did not talk. Whew. News are getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and airplanes are getting crazier even. Everything, every day, there's something we have to report about an airplane. If it ain't running over fire trucks, it's having engine caught on fire. If it's not that, people are fighting on the airplanes and stuff like this. Now, it's reported that a passenger is accused of raping a woman during a flight to Australia, y'all. Can you believe that? Raping somebody on an airplane, okay, on the way to Australia. This woman is accusing somebody of raping her. Passioner said that, and then this is a report that this is being reported, said a 52-year-old, I cannot pronounce all of the names on it, but this person, stand by, Ellison, this person have been accused of, this is on a flight to Australia after allegedly sexually assaulting a woman who was sitting next to him during a flight to Australia. So how crazy can you get? So keep your eyes on crazy stories like that. All right, final story here we're going to talk about here is that we don't have a lot of information, but you remember the camp that flooded those kids and killed over all of those about 25 young children. They're having the hearings on it now. And I think they call it Camp Misty, and they're putting the directors and they're putting the staff on trial, and they're having getting their testimony, and it's kind of sad to listen to because they were trying to determine what happened and whether or not these people should be charged for that July flood that at Camp Misty that killed those children. And the strange thing about it, they didn't reopen the camp again, and they said that over 100 people have already signed up for it. Okay, all right, y'all. I tell you, that's what's some of the basic headlines. These are the headlines of the day, y'all. These are the headlines of the day. I got Mr. Ellison Bennett is coming up. I got to take a commercial break, and I hope he got time to wait on. But after the commercial break, we're going to be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett. I know he got a lot of information about what's going on. He called me the other day. He was the first one that broke the news about that picture that Donald Trump posted. And first thing that posted himself as Jesus Christ. And maybe that was the intent, because when I saw that picture, I just said to myself, Jesus Christ, what now? Okay. But anyway, y'all, see, when we come back, we're going to be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett, and hopefully he got some information about what happens over at Lexington Terrace and what's going to be going forward. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Just stay tuned. Okay.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are. with trusted doctors and convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
That must be our new 500 times the cash scratch off. What a massive multiplier.
It's like I always say, go big or go bigger.
Times the cash scratch offs from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Day or night, your loved ones show up for you. At HCA Florida Healthcare, we do too. Because you're the center of our family, Florida's largest healthcare family. And you'll feel it in everything we do. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your men wear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission. Just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Dear God, our Father, we come praying, realizing that you're God. We thank you for those, our ancestors that went before us. Even Dr. King and Reverend Abernathy and Jesse Jackson and Fannie Lou Hamer and Malcolm X. All those that went before us. They built the wall for people, your people, because we're all in this together, dear God. But somewhere along the line, they built the wall, dear God, for us to stay on the wall and keep watch and pray. But somewhere along the wall, dear God, we came down because we thought that we had gravitated into equity and equality and justice. But now, dear God, we see that the struggle is still real. And we're praying that you would keep your people, all of your people, Black, white, Jews, Gentiles, Protestant, all your people. Dr. King said that he might not get there with us. But one thing I want you to know, one day we will see the promised land. Father, out of the brokenness of our hearts right now, we pray, not to prolong the time, but we pray. For the brokenness of our hearts, we pray right now in the name of Jesus, the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your weekly weather forecast. We're looking at a warm and steady week ahead. By Wednesday, we stay partly cloudy with a high around 79 and a low near 67. Thursday brings more of the same, partly cloudy skies with a high near 79 and a low around 66. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high near 80 degrees and a low around 66, keeping conditions warm and consistent heading into the weekend. Overall, it's a stable, warm week with mild nights and a mix of sun and clouds. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your weekly weather on WBQP TV. Have a great week.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, Vernon. This morning, but you know, today is tax day, y'all. Tax day. And if you got to file those taxes with the IRS by, I'm going to file mine at 11:59:59 tonight. Okay, 11:59:59. So I won't end up. And if you're like me, you always have to end up paying. It's past 7:30, y'all. Actually, about 7:38. We're running a little late this morning, but I got on the phone with me is our special guest that we have on every Wednesday with our community report, Mr. Community himself, y'all. Yes, sir. Mr. Community himself, Ellison Bennett.
Good morning.
Ellison.
Good morning, and good morning to your listening audience. I'm going to get right into what we're going to talk about this morning. The latest was Sunday. We had 2 people shot at Oakwood Terrace, better known as Truman Arms. I don't know the condition of them, but they was transported to the hospital. Ironically, Vernon, 3 weeks ago, there was some people out there shooting. Nobody got hurt. And we met with the regional manager from Texas and had a conversation about Truman Arms, and we thought we was headed into a time where people could live there in peace and children wouldn't have to worry about people shooting out there, and just trying to make the place better for people to live. But as we see, you have people in our community that have no respect for human life. To take someone else's life is a serious thing, and I think these young men do shootings without any conscience at all. So anyway, we'll be meeting again with the regional manager from Texas and the owner. The owners, we would do a telephone conversation with them. There's going to have to be some tough love shown, and I know a lot of the tenants out there might not agree with legally cars being searched, the trunk under the seats before cars come on to the complex, but this cannot be a band-aid approach toward ending the violence at Truman Arms, Oakwood Terrace, because it's an ongoing situation. In the last 4 years, 7 people have been shot, 3 of them died. It is something that's got to be seriously addressed, not just have another meeting and talk about the shootings, but something got to be done to deter people bringing guns onto that complex. And so we're going to have a serious conversation with the owners who are in Texas, who have been making millions of dollars off of that complex for years. There's a security booth at the entrance. Everyone in Escambia County knows that there's nobody ever in that booth, and that's been that way for over 10 or 12 years. So people can come and go at will. I know they have the gate closed now where you have to put in a code or whatever, but you know, people give the code to other people that don't live there. Okay, we want to talk about the Cobb Center. A lot of people was upset about yesterday was the last day for meals. I was contacted maybe a month and a half ago, had a conversation with the director of Council on the Aging, who actually furnished the meals to Cobb Center. What he and I talked about was when the people delivered the meal, there was a confrontation constantly between the people that delivering the meals. Someone at Cobb Center would have just a confrontation with them. This was an ongoing thing. We talked about some resolution for it. There were several options. Scheduling the meals at another location. He told me that they will provide the transportation for the people of Cobb to be taken to one of these other locations to receive their meals. And I thought with the director of Council on Aging meeting with the city, the people over at Cobb, the people that work over there, that this situation was resolved, but evidently it's not. going to try to call another meeting, this time with the mayor, with the city representative, Keati Broughton, with all the people that are major players in this situation. And I hear what the seniors are saying. They depended on those meals. I've been there multiple times, not only during voting time, but just being there and saying hello. Some people are disabled, where they can't get to another location, but it's certainly something that we need to address, and we are going to address it. Same thing at Fricker Center. They were told that the meals would not be there anymore because the director of Council on Aging said when they show up, only about 3 people will be there. So they did not say they wouldn't provide the meals no more. Again, there was other options. So we're going to address this, Vernon, and we'll let you and your listening audience know the outcome of this, and we try to get those meals as quickly as we can. If we can't get them restored at our Cobb Center somewhere that people can get to who is dependent on these meals. And there'd be somewhere around maybe 30, 40 people on some days at the center. So we know there's a need. The Fred Levin Fest was a huge success. Vernon, I drove through Main Street. Everybody know where the Wahoo Stadium was, and that line wrapped around not only the baseball stadium, but out onto Main Street and around the corner. There was a lot of people in line to get their wristband, and we all know that the Levin Foundation do a great thing every year in sponsoring this fest. I just would encourage the people of Escambia County to say thank you to the Levin Foundation for doing this every year. I was looking on the news, and they were saying something about housing shortage, affordable housing. People use that word freely. Most of the houses I see going up, $300,000 and $400,000 homes. I know there's efforts to do a couple of homeless shelters for people that are homeless. One of the programs that I want to make people aware of is called Bright Bridge. It's 2600 on DeSoto Street. They take men in who want to make a change in their life. So it's a transition program, and Vernon, they provide beds, clothing, laundry, mat is there on the site where they can wash their clothes. They give them counseling. Of course, you have to attend a service, which I don't know the times of day of that, but it's a good program if a person want to get off the street. We was at a ceremony where they cut the ribbon about a month ago almost. It was March the 24th, where they have a total of 91 beds. If a person want to change their life, they help you clean yourself up, get a job, and be a productive citizen. Again, that's called Bright Bridges on 2600 West DeSoto Street, and I hope people that want to see somebody make a change will make them aware of that. They can go by there and get the information. It's connected to the Methodist Church at that location that I gave you. Voting registration, we're going to keep hammering that home all the way through November. I tell people, don't wait till the end. Know your voting status. Don't wait. If you haven't voted in the last couple of elections, I promise you, you are not on the voting rolls. So you need to be an active voter. You need to make sure you know your voting status and not take for granted, well, we're going to go and vote. There are going to be some rules, regulations, because we know our elected officials that in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. is doing all they can to disrupt the election in November. We know that. That is facts. So you have to be ahead of the game, making sure if you don't know your voting status, everybody in your household should know it. Who is eligible to vote should be voting, because we need a super turnout in November, because the powers that's in office right now are doing everything they can to make sure that diversity, equity, and inclusion have gone away. They're cutting back funding for historical HBCU colleges. They ban books here in Escambia County, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So, people, please, 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 we need a record turnout at the polls. That election will be in November. Gas prices, Vernon, is still, I don't know about other people, but I'm seeing it's hovering between $3.79 and $4.13 at certain service stations. It all depends on where you go to get your gas. This is going to fluctuate up and down until this situation get under control in Iran. That is a serious situation. We just pray for the people who've been affected by this one way or another. I want to encourage people, if you haven't been to the Chappie James Museum right here on Martin Luther King Drive in Pensacola, take your children. You got people coming in town for the summer that's going to be visiting. Take them by there and let them know that there are some positive things going on in the community, and every child in Escambia County, every adult should be aware that the museum is there. Go by, they're looking for volunteers to help out, but it is something good that we can say, hey, this person was a graduate of a historical black school here, Booker T. Washington High School. His mother also had a classroom. She was teaching at the location where the museum is, and there's a lot of history there. They have simulators that people can sit in. It's just like you was a pilot flying a jet. It's very educational, so we encourage people to go by the Chappie James Museum. I met some adults last week and say they wasn't aware that the museum was there. Well, it's been there for quite some time now, a few years. So now you have the knowledge. Do something with it. Share it with your people. Okay, before we get out of here, we want to talk about your president. He's not mine. We're going to keep talking about it because I want people who need to be thinking about the sinking ship he's on, and he's taking those people who support him down with him. Vernon, there's a lot of things that you and I can joke about, but we know Jesus Christ, who was sent to this world to redeem all of us, is not a joking issue. Everybody seen what was on the news, where Trump imagined himself in his crazy mind that he was Jesus Christ, and the picture showed him laying hands on somebody that was laying on a bed. It was disgraceful. The Pope spoke out about it. Everybody that say they are Bible readers or Christians or whatever spoke out about it. This man would stop at nothing to make himself superior to other people. And people just got to understand that Donald Trump needs mental health. It is a situation where he is sending they already there, 10,000 troops over off the shore of Iran on a naval ship because in his wild mind, they have something that he wants, whether it's oil, gas, or Ukrainium, or whatever it is that somebody else have. He wants to take it and then want to sell it back to these other countries like Venezuela. But here's the silver lining in all of this. Russian oil tankers come through that trade. And Mr. Putin have told Donald Trump, you're not going to block our tankers. So I want to see how he's going to respond to Putin and China about the ships that's coming through there that supply 20% of the oil to the world. Because I keep saying,
Ellison, I'm gonna have to interrupt you, but I got Jill waiting on me, and she's on a schedule, and and plus you getting my Trump derangement syndrome going. So, but I thank you, okay?
Yes, and just again, we encourage people to know what's going on around you. Know what's going on around you. So, want to say good morning to Jill and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Now, all right, y'all. That's Ellison Bennett, y'all. Of the what I call Mr. Community. Let me move on to Jill because I got to get her on this morning, y'all, because she got the Santa Rosa report.
Welcome to Inside Okaloosa with Jill Daggs. Tune in on WBQP TV every Wednesday at 7:45 a.m.
Jill, when you don't ever get old like me, because you get old and senile, you always get things wrong. And I said Inside Okaloosa. I said Santa Rosa. It's Inside Okaloosa, y'all. Did I get that right, Jill?
Got it right the second time, and that's all.
Thank you. I knew it when I said. I said, when you're old like me, stuff just automatically come out. I don't know why, but good morning.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. And Vernon says I'm on a schedule, but on Wednesdays, I volunteer at the Tuesday, Wednesday, and this week, Thursday at the Crestview Resource Center. And so I'm the one with the keys. I've got to open the door there. But I always want to make time for this show and for our community. The weather right now is kind of comfortable. It's a little cloudy today. It's foggy out where I am, but still it's going to be between, the 60s and 80s. Yesterday, I think it hit 89. So we're just at that moment where it's before it gets really, really hot. And I'm glad we're in Florida and not in those places that got a snowstorm in April. But anyway, looking ahead, the weather's going to be great, and we want to kind of go over kind of the things that are going on in the community, but also what this month is. So it is a civic engagement moment during the month of April. So you, of course, have Arbor Day, which is a reminder to plant and grow and invest in our environment. We have Earth Day. It's time to think about the environment and how we can preserve it. And then also this is Autism Awareness Month. There's just so much going on. I would
forget about Tax Day.
Oh, well, that's not something we celebrate. But you know what? He's right. Is it today? Is today?
This is today, sugar. Today the 15th, right?
Yeah.
April the 15th. So
so make sure you get your taxes in and or file your extension. That's very important. You have till the end of the day, 11:59, and I don't even know, do they count Central Time as 11:59, Vernon? Or is it 11:59 Eastern and that's all that matters?
I don't know whether I find out when I get audited because I find mine at 11:59:59. So I guess it's based on your time zone.
It should be. if they
Yeah.
realize. I'm not sure that all people have realized that there is a separate time zone. And then we want to go into some of the events. There's a lot of events coming up in the next 2 weeks. It's crazy. You have no excuse not to be engaged or be busy or to get out of your house because there's something for everybody. Gay Valamont has a fish fry fundraiser Sunday, April 19th. That's this Sunday at 12:30 p.m. to 3:30. Plates are $15. You can stop by and grab a bite and connect in the community. The Salvation Army Community Services across Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, the Salvation Army is really stepping up. They have realized, not that they didn't know before, but there are a lot of people that are hurting. And so they have come up with a program, Project Hope, and once you fill out the paperwork, so it's ssahelp.org, and you kind of check whether you need your electric bill paid or if it's other, and then they can help you with clothing, food, rent, and it's a program. So it's not just, hey, here, let me pay your bill and walk away. It's here, let me get you the assistance you need, and then work with you to try to get you to the point where you can pay bills, which is not all your fault. In the way the world is right now, with taxes being so high, with rent being so high, with gas being so high, with our electric bills being so high, it's hard to make it. People are having to work 2 and 3 jobs just to bring together, and you're still deciding, do I pay for childcare? Do I put food on the table? Do I pay my gas bill, my electric bill? They understand, and so they are there walking alongside you in all 3 counties. Also, the AXO competition. So if you are familiar with the NAACP, they have an amazing program for young people 9th through 12th grade. There are 36 different entities or places that you could participate. So I'll use the ones that I'm familiar with. I know they do a lot of different music talent. They have construction, environmental, pictures, painting, poetry, and our students, 9th through 12th grade, can apply, and then they present to judges. And if you get a gold, which I believe is a 90 to 100, then you get to go do that activity in front of the nation, and usually it's in July, and it gives our students here locally. I'll talk about Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa. I think they all do it through the Okaloosa branch because they're the only ones that do AXO, but he does. Art Blakely is amazing. He's been doing it for over 25 years, and he helps them get to the location. So he pays for their flight. He does do a fundraiser, but even if you don't make it through the fundraiser, he actually pays for them to fly to, and Jenna was in it, my daughter, so they went to Kentucky, they went to Boston, they went to all different areas. So then we went to Houston. So it's a different place every year. You can do it for the 4 years that you're in high school. And then he also gives them money every day so that they can afford to do their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner. Breakfast is usually included in the hotel, and if they're smart, they come home with money in their pocket, but the experience itself is amazing. You are competing against the nation of kids 9th through 12th grade, and the work that these students are doing locally and at the state and national level is amazing. I'll have to send Vernon some pictures that we took. These were years ago, but just the art alone just blew us away that these were 9th through 12th graders. So we're talking 14 to 18-year-olds. That's crazy. But the talents here, we definitely want to support our students. And then the Alphas are doing Not One More Life Health Fair. They did it last year. It was amazing. It gives our students the opportunity to come in and get free physicals. That is April 25th, 10 to 2. And then there is also an estate planning workshop, April 16th, 6 to 7:30. That gives us the opportunity to kind of look at what does our life look like while we're here, and what are we doing to leave it safe and organized for our families when we are no longer here. And you know what, Vernon, I think the hardest thing is when a loved one passes away and then the family verges in and then everybody's fighting over everything. So it's so much better if you have everything laid out. They might not be happy with the way you laid it out, but at least then it's laid out. And then we have an exciting event. Vernon, we just found out yesterday that gubernatorial candidate Jerry Demings is coming to our area. He will be in Escambia at 10. I'm sure they'll go over that tomorrow. And he will be in Okaloosa at 1:30. The doors will open 2 o'clock at Carver Hill School. And we are excited. There are not a lot of candidates that remember that the Florida doesn't stop in Tallahassee. It actually goes all the way to Escambia. And better yet, you can't get to Escambia without going through Walton, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, the other small little counties, but we matter. So we're inviting everybody out to Carver Hill School. It's historical. We will have, guess who's going to moderate? Gay Valamont is going to moderate.
Really? Okay.
So that's a good thing. And here's why. Some people will say, but she's running. Well, she is running. And we hope that she's going to be our next congresswoman because she lives here, because she cares about us. And what better way for our governor, possibly our governor, and our congresswoman to get together and work together from the beginning, because that's what she's going to have to do. So whether the next governor is David Jolly or Jerry Demings, we're not going to talk about the other side. If it's one of them, they're going to have to work with our next congresswoman, Gay Valamont. And so we are excited. We invite everybody out. Doors will open at 1:30. The conversation will start at 2 o'clock. And I'm inviting you to ask the hard questions. If you listen to what Ellison said, yes, you need to register to vote. You need to know your voter status. You need to know your polling location. But what you also need to do is get involved and get engaged and get educated. Ask the questions that matter to you, your family first, and then your community, your state, and of course the nation. Florida is key, and who we put in office matters. And so we have that opportunity. They don't always come. Andrew Gillum came, Nikki Fried came, the Harris campaign came. But we've had a lot of people in between that who did not show up, at least in Okaloosa. And very few come to Escambia. They usually do a quick little, hey, pay $1,000, $10,000 so you can come see us. But we are, thanks to Escambia County for turning, and Gay Valamont for flipping blue, we're being seen. Thanks for the work and the volunteers across Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa County for the time that you put in. You don't often get the thank you. And sometimes it seems futile. It seems like people don't care. And you know what? This is what I'm going to tell you. I don't really care if other people care. We care. You're making a difference. And we start the difference with each individual. And then we work together. Remember what I said last week? We're puzzle pieces. So figure out, where does your piece belong, and put yourself there and do the work. Don't worry about if they see it or if they like it. You do what we need to do to create our community, and then to preserve our community, and then to work together. And so Vernon, I'm super excited about the energy that we could have. I'm working on myself. The energy that we could have, I'm excited because I'm alive. So I'm like him, God wakes me up every morning and I say thank you, because he doesn't have to. And there's so many people that don't get that opportunity. So that's why when I sign off, I always tell you, make sure you take care of each other, because I think it's important. But I also think it's time that we get involved and engaged. There's a lot going on. Please don't sit on your comfortable couch too long.
Yeah.
You can sit there, at 6 to, how long is your show, Vernon?
2.5 hours, from 6:30 to 9.
Okay, from 6:30 to 9, I want you to sit on your couch and turn on Vernon, WBQP, and all of the stuff he has in the morning. But at 9 o'clock, after you've eaten your breakfast and you've had your coffee, and whatever your other morning exercise routine is, I want you to get out and I want you to get engaged in the community. I want you to, if you're a computer person, get on the computer and look up the candidates that are in your area. Find out what you need to find out and ask the hard questions. Go to your supervisor of elections website. Put in your information. Make sure you're on the voter rolls, just like Ellison said. And then if you are, make sure you do know your polling location and when is the primary and when is the general and when do I need to make sure that I have my vote by mail done. How can I engage? And then you know what else you can do? If you are a Facebook person, you can go to Facebook and you can put the city of whatever. So city of Pensacola, city of Crestview, city of Niceville, city of Fort Walton, city of Laurel Hill, and it will show you all of the events that are going on. And choose one that's close to your heart, that's good for your family, your kids, whatever it is, and do it. Every week, get engaged, be involved. And then there's so many groups out there. Whether you decide to go in the faith-based section and go to church or go to Bible study or go to one of their events that they have at the different religious places, spaces that we have, or if you decide to get involved civically with either one of the Democrat, Republican, MPA organizations or the NAACP, whatever's best for you, or just get involved with your local Divine Nine, your local Bunko group, your local Rotary Club. I don't care what it is, as long as you are engaged, doing the work and finding where does your puzzle piece fit, place it there, do the work, make the difference, be the difference. That's really where we are. And then one last thing I want to go over, because I think it's important, and I sent it to you, Vernon. I actually sent Vernon a whole bunch of flyers.
Thank you.
Them the rest of the week, so he'll have them. So you'll always have some Okaloosa news. I'll try to always do that. But also, Okaloosa NAACP has put in to the Fort Walton Beach City Council a proposal to do much like you do in Pensacola, which is to change our city council seats to districts so that the people in those districts are represented by the people that actually live there. Right now we have 7 seats and anybody can vote for them, and they don't always represent the people in those areas. And so they've put in this. The city manager has said, yes, this is something that has happened before. They're just waiting to see the pressure that the public puts on them to see if they make that decision. It's not something that they care to do, but if we get up and we speak up and we make the phone calls, I think that they will at least understand. The NAACP, if you read the article, they went into deep. They broke down, they did maps, they did historical reasons, and this isn't trying to get a certain demographic engaged or involved. This is what's fair. If you live in a certain area, the person that represents you should be familiar with your area. You shouldn't have everybody from one part of Fort Walton or any place, and you have 7 of them all from the same place, and then all the other little tiny areas don't have any representation. And that's not who we are. So I'm hoping that you will hear this and that you will read the article and that you will engage yourself with the phone calls, with showing up and speaking out. And with that, Vernon, you didn't get to say anything. I did all the talking.
I only got a couple things because I know you gotta go, Jill, because I want you to make sure that you get it all in. But we got to get Sabu scheduled on the show, okay? So I might need your help getting him scheduled because we need to talk about all those issues that's going on in Okaloosa County. Also, Jill, you think it's possible that we can get your supervisor election to zoom in Okaloosa County one morning on this show, that we can talk about what's going on with the voters over there in Okaloosa County?
Amazing. He's amazing. If we reach out to him, we just got to make sure it works on his schedule. He's never told us no. He's everywhere for everybody. He really does care. So I don't think that would be a problem. You figure out what works best for you, and then I can either connect you or I can.
Yeah, I want him to come on, if you will. Well, I don't know whether you would have time, but I wanted to come on during your time on the Wednesday, which is now. By the way, while I got you on the thing at the program, I won't be here next Wednesday. Okay. So, but we'll be back on the following Wednesday. I got to go out of town next Wednesday, but we'll get your schedule live. And 2 things. You got 2 homework assignments. You need to get Sabu's schedule, and we need to get the supervisor. By the way, who's the supervisor election over in Okaloosa County?
Paul Luck.
Paul Luck. Okay. All right. Very good. So we need to get him.
Make
You need to get him zoomed in. It don't have to be on the Wednesday. We can do it. I do a lot of interviews on Tuesday. I can get him in on Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, on Tuesdays and Wednesday at 8:30. So that give me a whole half an hour to talk about it. And then I got on Fridays I got an 8 o'clock time slot open on Tuesday on Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday at 8:30 or Friday. So we can get them scheduled for one of those days, okay?
Okay.
And it's gonna be after the 20th. It have to be after the 27th. And we would love to talk to him about what's happening
I'm
over
going
there.
to reach out to Sabu today anyway, because I need to share with everybody that Jerry Demings is coming and make sure that they have representation there. And so I will make sure. Sabu should not be hard. He does travel, but since this is on Zoom, like he should be able to pick up wherever he's at. And then I will get on Paul's schedule and find out what morning, whether it's a Tuesday, preferably Wednesday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Okay, and then we can also Jerry coming this week, right?
Jerry Demings is coming next week, so he will be
Next week. Okay.
Yeah, the 25th, Saturday the 25th.
Saturday the 25th.
Yes.
Oh, well, should I be back? No, I'll be gone next Saturday. No, I'm going this weekend. I'll be gone. I will be gone the 20th. I'll still be gone then. Okay, so we can get a schedule. I also want to. It's Choctaw High School in Crestview, Niceville, Fort Walton Beach.
It's in Fort Walton.
Okay, I did a kind of a nice little feel-good story on a young man that got the scholarship. Are you familiar with Jay? I think his name is Jaden or something like that. Are you familiar with that
Which
story?
scholarship did he get?
He got a $3,000 scholarship for basketball. I guess it's for basketball. He got a scholarship. He was named Athlete of the Year. Okay, and his name is Jaden Rankins.
Okay.
And at Choctaw High School, he had something like a 3.5 grade point average, as well as being a good athlete, being considered the Athlete of the Year. And then he was awarded several scholarships by some folks there. I don't know who all gave the scholarships, but he was there. Let me show a picture of it right here. You might seen it. That's kind of looks any kind of familiar.
I can't say that it does, but that doesn't mean that it's not important. My kids did sports, and I just here lately have not been as engaged as I normally am with the local teams, but Choctaw is a wonderful school. You have Choctaw in Fort Walton and Fort Walton Beach in Fort Walton, and then you have Niceville High School, Crestview High School, and so many wonderful athletes. Congratulations to Jaden. Don't give up. Work really hard. Sports are fabulous and wonderful, and they are a way out of here, but so is the wonderful brain and academic expertise that you have put in all these years. Take it to the next level, and we look forward to what you're going to do in the future and how you're going to give back to the community.
Absolutely. Jill Daggs, thank you so much. Jill is on every Wednesday, y'all, at 7:45. There ish. 7:45-ish. Because I have Ellison on at 7:30, and sometimes I get running back. I ran behind schedule, so he was late. I got him in late, which means we encroached upon some of your time today, Jill. So forgive us. Forgive us for that.
I'm okay, but this is our food week at the Crestview Resource Center. So if you are in need of food and supplies, we will be giving them out on Thursday, tomorrow. Get there by 9:30. We usually have 25 to 50 families that we're able to feed. They are wonderful boxes with lots of food in them. And we thank Chris with Destin Harvest and for putting us into the loop with them, and we just want to give back to the community. So know that you have resources that are available to you. Never, ever go without. Pick up the phone, call someone. We'll make sure between all the people that you know, they can easily find you with the resources that you need, And you can always dial 211. Vernon, that's still out there, and they're very, very good at connecting you through Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County with the different resources that are out there. So you're never alone. Thank you so much for this time. Make sure that you have a wonderful week and that you take care of each other. Thank you, Vernon.
Right. Okay, Jill, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, you'll be on Our Voices this weekend, right?
Okay, so you're back Sunday? You're here Sunday.
No, I won't be here Sunday. I'm leaving Saturday, so but I might be able to still do the show Sunday, even though I'm out of town. I can do certain. I probably can't do this show here, but I might be able to do the Our Voices show. So we'll see you on Sunday. You know, Jill is a contributor on the Our Voices show. Comes on WBQP and on social media every Sunday at 7 p.m. where we talk about some very important political stuff, everything. We talk about a little bit of everything. We don't always agree, but we always talk about it, right?
Don't always agree. But it's a great show, and we will see you there. Thank you again. Have a wonderful week. And Vernon, as always, thank you for all the work that you're doing for connecting Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and this community together, because we're in it together.
Yeah, we all what we say, we might have came over here in different boats, but we're all in the same ship.
And we need to
well, I mean, no, I got it backward. I'm like George Bush. We might be come over in different ships, but now we're all in the same boat. That's the original saying, I guess. Okay. Thank you, Gio.
But we need to keep it from sinking. So let's do the work together.
Exactly. Thank you. All right, y'all. It's Jill, as Jerry will call her Jill Scott, but that's really Jill Daggs of Okaloosa County with Inside Okaloosa. So thank her for keeping us involved. All right, y'all, I'm going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about some of the things that are going on in and around our community, the PSAs and stuff like that. So you probably need to get your calendar out. Then we're going to talk about a little bit of Black history. Charles called in sick today, so we won't be bothered with him today as well. So, but we'll be right back after these important messages, y'all. Stay tuned.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Where does energy come from? Where does it go? At Pensacola Energy, we know that energy transfers from one form to another. Endless hot showers from our natural gas energize you. Your energy inspires others and grows into a positive energy force. Environmentally friendly, reliable, affordable natural gas from Pensacola Energy. We are your energy, Pensacola. For details on rebates, call 850-436-5050 or visit PensacolaEnergy.com.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Reign in the new year with a dazzling smile. Dr. Paul and the team at Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic Dentistry offer expert and comfortable dental care. From tooth replacement to addressing various needs, their friendly staff is ready to assist. Visit their office or call for the care you deserve. Achieve a beautiful smile with Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission. Just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Father God, in the midst of our giving, we give of ourselves, broken and contrite. Yes, we give of ourselves. And Father, our prayer on today is that you would make us whole again. We're not like Humpty Dumpty, where the king's men and the king's soldiers couldn't put him back together. But we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can put us back together. Even in the midst of our brokenness, where our heart has been broken, where we have a contrite spirit, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have enough grace and mercy to put us back together again. Lord, this is our sacred prayer. We've done all we can do. This is our sacred prayer. As we pray in the belovedness of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your weekly weather forecast. We're looking at a warm and steady week ahead. By Wednesday, we stay partly cloudy with a high around 79 and a low near 67. Thursday brings more of the same. Partly cloudy skies with a high near 79 and a low around 66. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high near 80 degrees and a low around 66, keeping conditions warm and consistent heading into the weekend. Overall, it's a stable, warm week with mild nights and a mix of sun and clouds. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your weekly weather on WBQP TV. Have a great week.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Morning with Vernon. Y'all, I got on with me this morning from Okaloosa County, Mr. Sabui. He happened to be the Okaloosa County NAACP president. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend Vernon. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on a very short notice. And I just...
For you, anything for you, Vernon.
Say again?
Anything for Vernon Watson, you know that. We've been friends too long.
Yeah, I know. For a long time.
Long time, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to see if we can see what's going on over there. You've been in the news lately.
Well, not on purpose. I try to stay out of the news as much as I can, but listen, we do what we have to do. There's a lot going on, locally as well as even around the state. We've got, and our people need to be aware and need to be, much more active in ensuring that we continue the fights of our forefathers as it relates to our civil rights. Because all you have to do is take a look at what's happening, from the state capital with the area, even up to the White House. Our rights are being eroded. The things that we've fought and died and for years are being turned around, and we can't just sit on our hands and not do anything here, even on the local level.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what's the latest? I mean, you've been dealing with a lot of initiatives over there on all fronts. Okay, and we got to get your schedule to come on after next week so we can sit down and talk about it. But I just wanted to try to get you on this morning really quick and so we can get the most latest and the greatest on what's going on over there in Okaloosa County.
Okay, well, one of the things, of course, we're still looking on trying to find out what happened to this young man who died here in the Okaloosa County prison. No, it's not the Okaloosa County prison. I take that back. It's the Okaloosa OCI, Okaloosa Correctional Institution, which is a state prison. We had a young man die there. I think he was like 36 years old. His mother and their family came up from Delray Beach, Florida. Last week we did a press conference with them. We want to find out what happened. I think he died, he died or found him dead on the 21st of January on Dr. King's birthday. And here it is, almost April. I mean, it's 21st of April. We don't have an autopsy report or an understanding of how he died. So we're very interested in finding out more about that incident and getting some justice for that family. I don't think that he just simply died. In fact, we have some information from the funeral director, that there was some blunt force trauma to his body. So we're gonna get to the bottom of that. We're working on in the city of Fort Walton Beach. We're working on trying to emulate what you do over there in Pensacola, which is establish a hybrid form of government. And the hybrid is right now we have 7 council seats, and now you're all at-large seats. And we think that we ought to have some of those seats become single-member districts so that areas can have representation. We've had a lot of areas that feel underrepresented, and it's because nobody really cares about those areas. Those 7 council members can all live on the same street right now, and they're in the same block, if you will. But we want to make sure that there are people who live in these neighborhoods who can advocate on behalf of the people for those neighborhoods, and that's good. That's ongoing. We have a big meeting next week, a workshop with the city council. NWCP developed the idea and the thought and put together the maps as well. We're going to be unloading those maps at the meeting next week. And it's been a lot of work that's gone into that. It's been a labor of love. We've been working on this for a number of years. I'm glad we got it this far, but we still have a little ways to go. We got to get the council members to vote to at least get it on the ballot. And then once we get on the ballot, we've got to convince the community that it's a good idea for the community in November. So we're working hard to make that happen. We'll see if we can get 4 votes next week. We're concerned about the environmental issues out in the Sylvania Heights issue. I think we did a report called The Environmental Injustice in Gap Creek, Sylvania Heights area. There's a creek out there called Gap Creek that floods people's yards and, all kinds of contamination in the neighborhoods and this and that. It's a predominantly African-American neighborhood, if you will. And there's several entities that are involved, the county, the city, even the state and the federal government. And we've been fussing about that for years, well over 30 years, but nobody's ever taken the responsibility of making it happen because it's been like whack-a-mole. The county says, well, we're only responsible for this, and the city says we're responsible for that. So the NWCP, we got together and said, look, let's bring all the entities to the table at one time and say, look, you take your part, let's get it done, because if we don't, it won't, so we put some pressure on them, and we put out a report, and folks just got to jumping around behind that report, and so now we got some people doing some things, and the state has poured some money in here, and we're just going to keep an eye on it and make sure that we get some justice for those people out there in the Sylvania Heights area. And other than that, man, I try to keep my yard cut and my car washed from time to time.
You speaking of getting people justice, I understand that y'all finally got a little bit of justice and getting a trial for the Fortson family.
We actually got a trial date for the Fortson family, absolutely. That was being pushed off and off, and every time we turned around, there was a continuation and a continuation. So now we've got a trial date, and that's, that should be happening, I think, in November, if I'm not mistaken, of this year. We're still trying to also get justice for a young man named Calvin Wilkes, who died after being tased several times by police officers here in Crestview. These police officers were charged with manslaughter. But then those charges were dropped just last September by the state attorney's office, and they went back to work. And so what I'm trying to do now is look at everything that happened, even though they won't be charged in a criminal style. We think that the city itself ought to take discipline action against these officers, because I know that what they did was wrong. Even how they went into the house. This was another man who was in his own home and was alone in his home, not doing anything. Knock on the door, please bust the door down, and they got him on the ground and got him handcuffed, and they're tasing him, and he dies in the hospital the next day. So there got to be some responsibility taken, and that happened in 2021. But I'm still fighting for some justice for him. There was we just can't turn a blind eye to these things. It's even though those charges were dropped, doesn't mean that those officers should be not held accountable and responsible to some extent. So that's still an ongoing fight on our part. Sometimes people forget about these things, but I try not to let time eliminate our fight for justice, if you will.
Right. Okay, so Boo, I know you're busy, and I thank you, but we're going to get you on schedule on a longer interview. And
Absolutely.
In fact, so we can have you live and in living color so we can see your face and look into your eyes.
We'll be happy to do that. Anytime Vernon Watson calls, Sabu has to come to your aid, if you will. So you can call. We'll do it.
Well, you like me, whenever you call, when I be on the phone with Trump, Barack or somebody, I had to hang up. I said, this is Sabu Williams. I got to talk to him. So. All right.
All right, my brother.
All right, y'all. That is Sabu Williams of Okaloosa County NAACP, the hardest working man in Okaloosa County. And we're going to have regular discussion with him over there because we're trying to connect Okaloosa County, Santa Rosa County, and Escambia County. Because we, just like I told Jill, we're all on different ships, but we're all in the same boat. So we're going to talk about and keep connected because all of our issues are common. Thank you, Sabu. We appreciate you, okay?
All right, brother. Be blessed.
All right. Thank you now. All right, y'all. That was Mr. Sabu Williams, y'all. On the phone, we're going to talk. He's is the president of the local NAACP over in Okaloosa County. And we're going to have constant communication with, a regular communication with Sabu. And because every time I turn around, he's in the news about something over in Okaloosa County that affects us all, okay? And whether he's over there or over here. All right, y'all, let's turn to a little bit of community news here because I only got about 15, probably less than 15 minutes over here. So we can find out what's happening in around. So get your cell phones out so you mark your calendar, get your calendars out so you can put on the calendar what is happening in around our town. Okay. All right. First thing, let's talk about Miss Gay Valamount, y'all. Okay. She's having a fish fry. This is a fundraiser fish fry. We got to get Gay elected as the representative for District 1 this time. She came so close last time. In fact, so close that she turned Escambia County blue. If we can continue to keep Escambia County turn blue, and we can get Okaloosa County and Santa Rosa County to turn blue as well, then we will have a brand new representative, somebody that lives in this community. So, but it takes money to do that. So Gay is having a fish fry fundraiser on Sunday, April the 19th. So you can pick up yard signs and petitions and get a bite of deep. It's only going to be $15 for her event on Sunday. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. I was going to talk to Vince over at Post 193 because on Mother's Day, over at the Post 193, they're going to have Just Floyd coming in town. He's going to have other little guests with him, Miss Sugar and Lil Runt coming in, but it's going to be so put that on your calendar for Mother's Day. Maybe you want to take your mama and them. Maybe take your mama and them over to the Post, and she would enjoy that. That'd be a good Mama Day's gift, if you will, for a great night of entertainment. Ready? Let's move on to another event, y'all. They have just started the happy hour event down at the Museum Park downtown. Okay, so every summer, and they started a couple of weeks ago. Everybody converged on Museum Park, what we call happy hour. Okay, and so they got some the theme, and they have a different theme every week. This week's theme is going to be the 90s. They're talking about the 90s. So come on down. You're going to have fun. They got music. They got comedy down there. They got health education. Starts at 5 o'clock. It's family friendly, great music. Bring it on down is what I say. Bring it on down. Okay. Also, market calendar for the annual Rosen Johnson Beach. Everybody know what Johnson Beach is. Rosen Johnson was the first soldier that killed in Escambia County to die in the Korean War. So they named Johnson Beach out there. You know the significance in the history of Johnson Beach. Johnson Beach, y'all, was the first black beach. Well, maybe not the first, but the primary black beach in Pensacola for a long time when we couldn't go to Pensacola Beach. He's a great man to be honored. He was 14 years old when he joined the Army. He died probably trying to save his his fellow comrades on July 26, 1950, when he tried to pull 2 wounded soldiers to safety, and he was successful in getting one out. And then he went back to Detroit to get another one in, and he was killed on August 21st, 1950, when he was 17 years old. And so he's been posthumously, or however you pronounce that word, been awarded the Purple Heart for his heroic action. So we celebrate that every year at Johnson Beach, and they're going to be at 10 o'clock. And it's going to be on May 4th, okay? On May 4th, okay? So set your calendar for that as well, okay? All right, let's talk about big kudo for Ms. Keela Richardson, y'all. Yeah, you know, they down at Graffiti Bridge. You need to go down there on Confetti Bridge there in Pensacola right before you go on the beach area there. They got somebody did a painting of her down there, so you might want to go down there and check that out as well. Also, if you're interested in stuff like this, they got they had a canine a canine voting thing for the best dog, for the best dog officer. You leave it up to white folks; they come up with everything. But anyway, guess what? This is a nation. This is a county. A statewide competition. And guess what? Our K9 from Escambia County, as I understand it, is won that event. I'm going to be talking to the sheriff on Friday at 8:30, and we're going to talk about we ought to just be proud of Mr. K9, Escambia County K9, as we are of Keela, because he's representing Escambia County as well. Okay. All righty. Other events you need to put on your calendar. They're going to have a career fair at the Zion Hope Primitive Baptist Church on April the 30th, y'all. So make sure you put that on your calendar, starting at 10 o'clock on April the 30th. Also put on your calendar the Movement for Change. These are fundraisers, y'all. We want you to support these fundraisers. They're going to have a smash burger and yard sale on the 2nd of May, and starting around 6 a.m. ish for the yard sale. They're starting early. They're going to have yard sale, food, and giveaways, and so forth. Okay, so you may want to be there. Also, since you got that calendar out, mark it for June 13th. So Juneteenth is coming up. I don't care if that damn fool up there in Washington don't try to cancel the holiday, but he might count holiday. We're still going to celebrate it. Don't care what he does. But anyway, Juneteenth Festival is scheduled down at Museum Park on June 13th. So mark your calendars and start around noontime. So you definitely want to be involved with that. Now, as a program note, if you will, I believe no, one other thing. I forgot. I almost forgot the grand poetry here, what they call the poetry slam, featuring Huggy Bear on Sunday, April the 19th at It's Personal by Sheila. So tickets are only $25. So you want to make sure that you want to be there as well. Okay. Also, we're gonna have on I believe no, this is an old one. This we're into April right now. I had the one for I can't believe I missed that PSA that I had. Gosh. I'm trying to find the PSA. Help me, y'all. But anyway, here it is. Here it is. What I'm looking for. They have an evening of jazz, y'all, down at the St. Joseph Catholic Church. But unfortunately, like I've been advertising, I told y'all early on, get your tickets, because it was a small venue, but it is a sellout, already sold out. So as I understand it, there are no tickets available for that event. There's no tickets available for that event. But also mark your calendar for the Labor Day weekend, y'all. On the Labor Day weekend, they are also going to have some events, a jazz event at the Brownsville Community Center, okay? Down at the Brownsville Community Center. So you definitely want to mark your calendar for that. It's an annual event. Pensacola's own person is being featured there. This is a jazz artist. I'm trying to pull up his information as well. But it's coming up here in just a minute here when I pull him up, all the information about his event that's going to be held there. Also, while I'm trying to remember that, also be aware that the Blue Angels is scheduling their event for the 250 year flag show. So people got a lot of interest in that as well. I did talk about the Escambia County K9 named Florida Top Dog right here. I did mention that just a while ago, didn't it? Because I'm old and I keep forgetting. But anyhow, he was honored there. We talked about Gay. We talked about the Mother's Day event. It's some other event I had on my mind that I want to share with you, but I can't seem to put my hand on it, y'all. Okay? Can't seem to put my hand. You so, okay? I just told you so. All right, y'all. Don't forget, we are celebrating Black History every day of the year, y'all. Every day of the year, we are celebrating Black History.